tonight.
Gun to your head, Miley Cyrus or Taylor Swift?
Ugh. I don't
That's why
really like
there's a
either
gun,
of them.
Elise. My guest tonight is a gifted writer, a screenwriter, a novelist of whom I have been an enormous fan for 20 plus years. And her new fabulous book, nay, un-put-downable, is currently out. Now, I'm going to say Mira Books here in the U.S.
Yes, HarperCollins in Canada.
And HarperCollins in Canada, and I have a copy of it right here. And I've
Yeah.
fresh off of my eyeballs. Ladies and gentlemen, I haven't even said who it is yet. It's ELYSE Friedman.
Hi. Hello.
How are you? It's nice. It's really nice to see you.
It's nice to see your face too. I'm okay. I mean, it's winter here and gray and cold and horrid, but I'm muddling through.
Let's talk about the new book, because seriously now, I was just we were just having a quick chat before we started, but I spent the weekend immersed in kind of island mysteries, which I think we can safely sort of refer to the Opportunist. If you like Glass Onion, if you like it is a different story, but nonetheless, rich families doing bad things to one another, Succession, obviously. What's your you write? I always have said that you write like well, you are a screenwriter, but that your novels are always kind of high concept. They read like good story pitches for movies, I guess. What is your log line for this one?
Ooh, I guess it's like, when a wealthy 76-year-old starts dating his 28-year-old nurse, his children spring into action to try to protect their inheritance.
Right.
Something like that.
The thing that always sticks with me with your books, because it's just they're fun, partly because of obviously I grew up in Toronto and spent a lot. I grew up in Scarborough, but I did spend a lot of time in sort of the North York and Bayview area. But I associate certain locations with your books with certain locations. So Answer to Everything makes me think of the Bridal Path.
Yeah, and also the apartment where you used to live.
And then again, you had a passage which is your first novel, which is when we met. I interviewed you for that book. This is back in what, 2000?
Oh
my God!
Don't remind me.
Oh my God! Just unbelievable. But yes, there was a passage, and then again, and you were writing, I think, about those high rises that I think are still there over Yonge and Davisville, but that overlooked the Mount Pleasant Cemetery on the east side of Yonge Street, which I spend an inordinate amount of time in my 20s and early 30s.
Yeah. Now, have you seen what they've done to that beautiful apartment complex?
As a matter of fact, I don't know if it was ever it was beautiful.
Well, it was initially, yeah.
Yeah, in its day, but they have in its shadow now some townhouses.
Yes, yes. So for your people at home, it was like it was a very cool sort of 1950s, like it was a classy development of 3 apartment buildings angled in a nice way, and then in the middle there was this giant fountain, and they had swans in there when they first built it, and they just stuck a bunch of townhomes.
There's a scene in the new book, where Alana, who's the heroine in the novel, has returned to her father's estate, much against her will, and mostly associates a lot of very bad memories with it. But there's a scene where she's looking out of the window and she experiences kind of a wistful moment, and you wrote. She had momentarily relived a time before sadness, and here's my observation. I think that line could be said that's like a theme that's underlying, I think, a lot of your novels, going back to your first one, Then Again.
Oh boy!
What do you think of that? That's my observation.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. I am sad.
Well, no, but not just that adulthood, obviously, we're all sad, but no, but I mean, but in all seriousness, like the reliving a time before sadness. Then let's talk about Then Again for a second. So this was in 2000. What was the premise of that? There's a high concept book.
So that's about a guy who he's a very wealthy screenwriter. He has the means, and he's gone a little crazy. And he buys his childhood home where he grew up in the 70s, and he retrofits it to look exactly as it had. And he hires actors to play his dead parents. And I wonder if Nathan Fielder read it, because he's Canadian. But anyway,
Interesting.
and he holds this family reunion in the house, and he invites his sisters, and it's told from the point of view of one of the sisters.
It's funny you mentioned that, actually. I saw Nathan's show, the most recent show last year, and I never made that sort of connection, but it's sort of playing in the same universe of recreating a past time or place or trauma.
I've rehearsed it. Hey, hi, Nathan, dozens of times. In a replica of your home. This is what we can do for you and you.
I was so moved by the book at the time. I was going through this kind of profound sadness because my mother was in the process of selling the childhood home.
Right.
And had made the sale, and I think, or was making the sale that fall or something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But
now I do remember that. I do remember that.
Yeah. And I was really experiencing some grief, and I would have dreams, of course, as you do, of the house, but it would always be with the old olive fridge and the old kitchen wallpaper, and it always existed frozen in time. And I thought that book, and this is why the quote made me think of these characters who are all in a way trying to get back to a time before sadness.
Yeah, although the push and pull, and then again, is that Joel, the brother, really wants to recreate it, and Michelle has been trying to escape it. And I think that's also in everyone. You want to get away. Like, she remembers the bad stuff. He remembers only the good stuff. She remembers only the bad stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah. At any rate, it's a great kind of a thriller. I think the pull quote here on the cover from who's this from? Michael Redhill, but mentioned Patricia Highsmith, which I think is a reasonable kind of genre area. Are you comfortable with that?
Comfortable. I'm very happy with that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it.
On shelves now. We're going to play, as we do every week, a little thing called 20-ish questions. Number one, most excited you ever were to meet a fellow author?
To meet a fellow author. Ooh, that's a good one. Well, I was pretty excited to hang out with Ben Hamper, who was the Rivet Head in New York. That was pretty good.
Oh, unread by me. So the Rivet Head?
It's called Rivet Head. It's actually nonfiction about his time on the factory, GM factory in Flint. He was an auto worker, and it's a very funny book.
Oh.
And we started corresponding, and we ended up hanging out in New York for a bit. That was pretty exciting.
Number two, favorite movie of the last 5 years?
Ooh, I'm gonna start to think about recent films that I've seen. I really liked Triangle of Sadness. That was a blast.
Number three, if you had a time machine and you could go back and live 1 month in Toronto at any time in Toronto's history, either during your time alive or perhaps not, what would it be?
I'd go back to the 60s and hang out in Yorkville. I'd go to the riverboat and watch Joni Mitchell play a little gig. Yeah, that'd be fun.
I think that's my answer as well. And the more I thought about it, I'm like, almost any time before that would be kind of a drag, right?
It would be a total drag.
Like, it's a pretty quiet town, I feel like, until sometime in it. Yeah. Rank these Friedmans. We were gonna rank ELYSE's, but there aren't a lot of big Findleys. But rank these Friedmans in order with the three Friedmans. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Just in terms of personal preference: American political commentator Thomas L. Friedman.
Okay.
Late economist Milton Friedman.
Right.
Singer, writer, and humorist Kinky Friedman.
Wait a minute. You don't have my favorite there.
Well, who's your favorite Friedman?
Bruce J. Friedman, who wrote The Heartbreak Kid.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. He wrote the novel, or the novella.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay.
So we'll go with Bruce J, with then Kinky, and then I don't know the other two. Take your pick.
Thanks for playing. Rate these freebies. But you know, oh no, it was Elaine May wrote of course, The Heartbreak Kid, right?
She wrote the movie.
The movie.
It's based on his fiction.
Number 7. What's the best library you've ever been in?
You know, I'm not very well traveled. I guess it would be the Fisher Rare Library at U of T. I got to swan around in there once, and it's pretty fabulous. You can just look at old notebooks that Leonard Cohen wrote his lyrics in, and yeah, there's all kinds of neat stuff there. But you know, the Toronto Reference Library is no slouch. It's pretty groovy.
Well, similarly, what's the best bookstore? Your favorite all-time bookstore, and does it still exist?
I mean, the Strand's pretty fabulous, just like bazillions of books.
That's in New York?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it still there?
It's still there, yeah. It is still there. Shakespeare and Company's kind of cool in Paris. And then here at home, we have Type on Queen, which is great, and Flying Books. Martha Sharp's new store on College is really swell.
Oh, fab! I can't wait to get back there and kind of just explore a little bit. Cheesecake or creme brulee?
Oh my God, both. But if I had a gun pointed to my head, I'm gonna have to go with cheesecake.
What was the? Oh, okay. Here we go. Has the great Canadian novel been written, and if so, what is it?
Ooh, I don't know. I mean, I know what some people would point to. They might say, you know, Solomon Gursky was here, or something by Richler. I mean, Duddy Kravitz is pretty great, but that's a Montreal novel, not a great Canadian novel. I don't know. Maybe it hasn't been written yet. Rob, are you up for it? Are you going to do it?
I think clearly I'm the man for the job. I'm trying to think of what my great Canadian novel would be. Maybe some, oh, Jesus Christ. No, I know. Because when we were growing up, they were always told you, well, it's like Fifth Business or, you know, Robertson Davies,
no.
You know, do you know who I did meet at that same time, around the time that I met you, of the older guard, shall we say, and I must have spent a couple hours at his condo with him and his partner, Timothy Findley.
Oh, yeah. Timothy Findley. You know, I have a stupid Timothy Findley story.
Oh, let's hear it.
Well, it's just me being an asshole, basically. I had his last novel signed, inscribed to me, and it just happened to be the perfect size to prop up my window air conditioner.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so
he didn't see this, though.
He did not see it, no.
No. This was that was Pilgrim, probably.
Yeah, I think it was Pilgrim. It was just like perfect.
I think I similarly, because that was the novel I interviewed him about. I think I similarly have an autographed copy. So if you ever get, of course, it's not autographed to you. So what good is that? Also, I think I had him sign it in Sharpie, which was stupid because the Sharpie is no good for a book. Sharpie is good for a poster.
It bleeds.
It bleeds. Number 13. What was the first concert you ever saw?
I know this. I went to see, it was great, Gladys Knight and the Pips at Massey Hall.
Oh,
and the opening act was Jimmy Walker, the opening act. And I was in love with him.
No kidding. So, I mean, I guess I could date this pretty easily. This must have been about, what, 75, 76?
Let me think. Yeah, somewhere around 77.
Yeah. That's amazing. What an act and what a venue too.
It was great. Great.
You could say it was dynamite.
It was dynamite.
What's the last concert you saw? This will be more telling.
Was it Nick Cave? Let me think. I saw a few. I guess it was James Taylor. Oh no, it was Elton John. I went alone. I bought myself this fantastic, really close to the stage seat for Elton John at the last second on a whim, because nobody wanted to go see Elton John with me. Why? I don't know.
Is there a Desert Island book or album?
Album. maybe Blonde on Blonde, maybe Court and Spark, maybe West of Rome, maybe Purple Mountains.
Which one's West of Rome? Who's that?
Big Chestnut.
Oh, there's a guy I never really got into. I think I feel like I need to do a deeper dive on Vic Chestnut. I know who I'm aware of. Yeah, I'm aware. Okay, well, there you go. We're almost done. Gun to your head, Miley Cyrus or Taylor Swift?
Ugh. I don't
That's why
really like
there's a
either
gun,
of them.
Elise.
Miley Cyrus.
Again, we agree on that, I think. Yeah, I think
I can listen to, like, I love music. I listen to everything, but I've never been able to get into Taylor Swift.
Me neither. I don't get it at all. And there are people our age who like Taylor Swift. They're not, right? I mean, it's not her base, but they're out there.
No, they're not. I don't think so.
I don't know. I think outside of our circles, I'll bet you could find quite a few.
Maybe.
Swifties, maybe. Here's an easier one: Neil Young, or maybe not. Neil Young or Leonard Cohen.
They're different. Leonard Cohen's a writer in my mind, not a musician. So, if you're talking music, Neil.
Neil. All right. Who's the better poet? Leonard Cohen or Bob Dylan?
Oh, Dylan. I like Dylan better.
Yeah. Really? Eh? Well, I mean, prolific.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's it. You've done it. You've survived it. You've run the gauntlet of 20-ish questions.
Thank you, Rob.
I think we did it at about 12. But in all seriousness, and really now, and for what it's worth, my heartiest, both my congratulations and endorsements of ELYSE Friedman's The Opportunist. It would be easy for me to put a graphic up on the screen, so I don't really need to.
Thank you, Rob.
But I just
You did find it funny as well, right?
Oh no, 100%. So funny and so well plotted, and I think of the richest cast of characters that you've had, or at least so far for me. And I'm going to say it's the closest. I'm going to say this is the closest to a beach book ELYSE Friedman has written so far.
It's true.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rob.
But that's good. Everybody needs it. Yeah, it'll be beach season before you know it. All right. Thank you for enduring this. I'm thrown because I usually have my little camera up there, and I've grown to it, but it doesn't matter. And if you're watching this and you care about anything at all, hit the subscribe button, I guess. All right. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Thanks, ELYSE.
Thank you. Thanks, Rob. See ya.
Bye. Hey now, thanks for watching. Next week, comedian, actor, and all-around funny guy, Sean Cullen. Good night, everybody.